lot of our workers do bring kids, and we're okay with them having to take care of their kids. And if we get 10 minutes of work out of them in the 4 hours time, so be it. They're being exposed to the farm. Their kids are being exposed to the farm, feeling comfortable around plants and animals, and we're just trying to help the cause go forward. That's the Robinson philosophy, man. It's pretty cool.
Dude, you get that stuff. Come on, I'm serious. I got flip-flops on and you got hard shoes. Really? This is how it's gonna be. You don't get. Get away from the soda water. Do not spill the soda water. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. I told you not to do that. It's a ranch, as you can see. Welcome back to Robinson Family Farm and Ranch, Bedford, Wyoming. We just had some horses come through and kind of bum rush the show a little bit. Now they've moved on, so we're gonna move on and do our first dish here. We're gonna do a little shallot first. We got our pan over there getting hot right now, so we should be in action, ready to go. For a vinaigrette, normally you would do lesser amount of shallot, but since this is gonna be a warm pan vinaigrette, we're gonna add a good amount of shallot. We're gonna get into our scape. I'm actually just gonna give these guys a real rough, sloppy chop right on the deck. I'm gonna do our pancetta, cut it in half, flip it over, and then just a little julienne, not too thin, just little batons, if you will. And then 2 whacks through the center. So with the pancetta, you wanna have a little oil in the beginning just to kind of get that fat rendered out, not too much. Oh yeah, Sizzle Town. We're gonna move on to our broccoli. And the stems, if you're throwing them away, you're missing out. The stems are perfect to eat, especially early season like this. I like to peel them also just for a little presentation style. And like I said before, this is a departure from the boring broccoli that's steamed and sometimes maybe overcooked. I'm not blaming anyone or naming any people. A lot of homes, I think broccoli gets a bad rap because it is overcooked and it can be somewhat boring, but this is a really exciting salad and quick, really quick. We're gonna do it Italian style. We're gonna slice this guy because I wanna see that little bit of garlic in there. And if you go really thin, that garlic taste is gonna go, just kind of melt right away. Just a little kashlois of olive oil here, salt. Not too much because that pancetta is going to carry a little bit of heat or carry a little bit of salt. And give that a little toss. Nice and massaged up. We can get the broccoli right on the grill. And I cook for some picky kids. Not my own, of course, but others that love this salad. Or just grilled broccoli in itself. Just adds so much beautiful flavor. This is my favorite part. What you want to do is just get it in there and start tossing that. Now you can really start to hear that tomato sizzle. The skin's opening up and all the juice is going to start coming out. And at this point, before there's too much water from the tomato introduced, we're going to add our shallots. Actually, you know what? We're going to add our garlic scapes first. They'll take a little bit longer to cook. We're going to turn the broccoli over here. Perfect. That's what you're looking for right there. Just a little bit of black, a little bit of brown, crispy tops. That's where that flavor is. Stir those shallots in there. Oh my goodness. Tiny touch of salt. Now we're gonna add our mustard. A little spoon like that. So our broccoli is good. That's all I want it cooked. So let's get it right down there in the middle of the plate. I'm gonna go in with a little lemon zest right in there. I don't do this in the beginning just because I want that nice lemony flavor to finish. Now we're gonna introduce our acid to the dish. Little lemon juice there. Citrus champagne vinegar. That's a teaspoon and a half. We're gonna, instead of whisking it, we're gonna shake it to emulsify the vinaigrette here. We'll probably eventually put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil into this. So now we're gonna go ahead and ladle this over this beautiful grilled broccoli. Garlic scapes in there, beautiful. We're gonna do a little bit around the side there. Let's finish this dish with a little Parmesan, just shaved right up on top. I'm gonna have to go into the wind for this. That's so fun. Go outside, try it outside. Get yourself, put a fan up. I'm also gonna do just a touch of this beautiful balsamic over the top to finish. And there you have it. Blistered tomato, pancetta vinaigrette over grilled broccoli, finished with a little bit of Parmesan and some precious balsamic. We are gonna start with our second dish here, and I'm gonna need our old trusty mechanic gloves. So what we got here is a rack of pork. We're gonna take the bones, take the meat out of this. We're gonna use the bones as a stock, and we're gonna do a curry with the rest of our vegetables. And we're gonna get started here by cutting right into the rib meat. Olive oil into the pan. It's hot, so the bones are gonna go in there. And what happens with the bones in a cast iron pan or any pan is it starts to get a little caramelization on the bottom, which is called fond. Get all that meat off there. I'm gonna save a little bit just to flavor this stock. So here we go, all our bones are in. I'm gonna kind of get those rolling around in there. What you want is brown. Brown equals flavor. So when you start seeing that brown on there, that just means it's gonna really enrich in the stock. And we're just building flavors here by doing this. So you might want to do this outside. Go throw a pan on the grill outside. You don't have to splatter up your house. And this rib meat is really cool. It's great meat. It's got a bit of fat in it. All right, so that finishes off the bit of the braised meat here. The gloves are off. So we're gonna go in with a little bit of salt here. Season up this meat nicely. Bit of pepper. So we're gonna go on with a little bit of olive oil here just to coat it up. So when it hits the pan, it'll be nice and ready to go. It's a good amount of meat. That's probably 2 pounds. So what we're gonna do now is put our aromatics in. 1 sweet onion. Actually, I might do half. So just kind of in bigger pieces there. And we're gonna do 2 cloves of garlic. We're gonna a can of coconut water. We're gonna start up low and then go high. So I'd like to get into these vegetables here, and as Erica said last week, you can get all this stuff in your CSA and be totally bored with it and be like, oh, kale, whatever, turnip greens, collards, spinach. But this is a fantastic way to use all these greens and make something beautiful out of it. And we're gonna cook these guys in separate orders. Obviously our spinach is gonna go in last. So we got some beautiful high curry turnips. We're just gonna chop those guys. And those are gonna go right in the curry at the end. I want big pieces. It's kind of a rustic jungle curry. And I love that. It's a great way to eat. Lots of vegetables in there, you know. I'm gonna go really, really thin on the collards. Really fine julienne here. That way they cook kind of in accordance with the other veg. We'll go ahead and get that spinach cut up and out of the way. It's funny, something that's so big can become so small in a pan in a short amount of time. So now we're into the turnip greens. We're gonna cut those a little wider just because I like a bit of texture in the dish here. Now we're gonna get up on the kale. Remember to pull those stems off the kale. Kale will also cut a little bit thinner to cook down a little quicker. I'm just gonna add that to the collards there. We'll cook those guys together. They like each other. All right, mustard's one of my favorite greens in the garden right here. Nice and spicy, beautiful flavor. We're actually gonna start our curry here with the white parts, And we're gonna finish the dish when it comes ready with all these different herbs and the top of these green onions. We're gonna move into our homemade curry. We're gonna roll that chili. We're gonna add ginger in there. Just building the base here for our curry. So we got ginger, jalapeno, some lime leaves. And with those lime leaves, we're gonna leave them whole. These guys, little of these go a long way. So we're gonna do 4 in here. We're gonna add our ginger to that. Then we're gonna add the white parts of the scallion. A little bit of green in there is okay. We're gonna work with these Fresnos here. This is gonna add some nice color, but nice heat too. It's a good jungle curry, you know, so we're gonna keep it a little bit rough. Just a half a shallot in there. We're gonna do a couple cloves of garlic. I'm gonna hold back just a little bit because we have our scapes here. And we're just gonna go rough on those guys. Then what we're gonna add is those finger limes, which is gonna give us a really cool, big, heavy, citrusy flavor. And when you're doing these big veggie dishes, man, just give it a big whack of flavor. Give it some power in there. We're all prepped. That's our base of our curry. Got our herbs set aside. Our vegetables are all, our greens are all cut here. What we're gonna do is go into with the meat here. Just a little bit of oil in there. And then we're gonna not add all the meat at once. We're just gonna see what happens in there, how much heat we have in the pan. I don't wanna overcrowd it. This beautiful ripe mango is gonna be our sweet for the dish. So we're just gonna peel that. Oh, this guy is gorgeous. A little slippery, you gotta be careful. Like to get a vice grip on it. You can squeeze that right in your stock, or you can just stick the whole thing in your mouth, but that's kind of weird. Kind of big pieces. In we go. And just give that pan a rest for a minute. Let it come back up to temperature. So a little bit more oil. Then we're gonna add our second bit of pork here. We got some beautiful, first of the season new potatoes. So we're gonna kind of just rough cut these guys up a little bit. Look at all this beautiful stuff here. I mean, that's vegetable cooking right here. We're gonna add the other half that we browned to the stuff. Now the fun part. We're gonna add our garlic, chilies, ginger, kaffir lime leaf. When you're doing stuff like this, come prepared with a wooden spoon. Nothing better than a wooden spoon making food like, oh my. That smells so good. We got good action in the pan here, so we're gonna go in with our scapes and our finger limes. Make sure all that goodies get in there. We'll let that do its thing just for a little bit longer here. We're gonna take out the bones. You can see how much we've lost there. That's not even a cup. Just right in there. So now we're gonna go in with our 2 cans of coconut milk, a little fish sauce. Call it 7 tablespoons. Sun's going down, Marion's on his way up. We're gonna add our potatoes and our high curry turnips. What we're also gonna do right now is add our heartier greens, kale and the collard greens. I'm gonna add the mango right now as well. We are building a masterpiece. So I cooked off a little jasmine rice. What we're gonna do is just kind of set it there, and that's just gonna lightly warm it up. What I have here is some dried julienne chili threads. They're really crispy, gorgeous flavor. We're also gonna chop some peanuts, some cilantro. Just get a nice whack of that. Into the bowl we go. So we have a little Thai basil here. We have some lemon basil. We have a little opal basil, regular basil, and we have some beautiful lemon balm here. Let's give that a little rough cut. And I can hear Marion coming. So here we go. We're going in with our mustard greens. And now it's looking like a jungle curry. Deanne, Marion, we're gonna kind of put the finishing touches on this dish. We're gonna go in with the spinach. And this will be a last addition to this dish. We're gonna call this the Robinson Family Farms and Ranch Jungle Curry. All right, let's finish this dish. Sun's going down, we're hungry. Oh, yeah. We're gonna go right in with a little of our green onions, right over the top. Now that is a meal. Our cilantro, 4 different kinds of basil. I'm gonna finish with our peanuts all around, and then our chili threads. This up on top for a little bit of color, bit of beauty. And then we're gonna go in with our green onions on top of that. And that is the dish. Robinson Family Farms and Ranch, pork rib, jungle curry, fresh herbs. Let's eat.
Not bad.
There's some mango in there too.
Oh, it's amazing.
That is awesome.
Gotta get some of that pork. Yeah, all those, the collards are in there. You can't even really,
But it's
they're all just,
awesome.
chopped up in there. Have you tried the potato in there? It's good.
don't think I've
And then you got a
tried
turnip too.
turnip.
This is a blueberry rhubarb pie from Mountain Brand Pies. Our great friend Kelly Kilpatrick, one of our CSA members for the last several years, and she started making these pies, and we just get lucky enough to be a part of that.
Awesome.
You gotta wait till we cut it, man.
Oh my goodness, look at that crust. Wow.
Perfect ending to
Good
a
job,
perfect
Kelly.
meal. Thank you. You're amazing.
You're so welcome. That's crazy good. I gotta stop.
How are you gonna top that next time?
I can't. Can't be done. This is as good as it gets.